No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raider Sport. Let's get into this mailbag, but before we do, today's show is presented by Black Sunday Shop. If you love the t-shirt that I got on right now, head on over to blacksundayshop.com. And if you want a special little extra giveaway, use code Mitch. Hopefully you can remember how to spell it, M-I-T-C-H at checkout, and you're going to get some extra Raiders accessories. So, I can't tell you what they are, but I promise you guys will like them. All right, this first one's coming in here from LC Raider. Mitch, I drafted Waller. I might have jinxed us. Well, if you're talking about drafting Darren Waller in fantasy, I'm telling y'all right now, draft Darren Waller in fantasy. He's going to go after Kittle. He's going to go after Kelsey. It's great value, especially if you can get him in the round 3. Let's go to Daniel Keenan. Okay, Mitch, why the hell did the Raiders let KJ Wright leave without a contract? Any new updates on KJ? So in terms of new updates on Wright, it was his plan all along, basically to go to the Raiders and then ultimately leave and then still be able to weigh out some of his other options. From people that I talked to, it sounds like it's the Raiders, the Seahawks. Those are the top 2 teams. I have also heard the Washington football team might be interested as well. But if the Raiders have a chance to get KJ, you go out and do it, even though the Raiders linebacking crew right now is looking really good. What up, Mike? How serious is Waller's injury? I don't believe it's serious at all. However, in terms of a scale from 1 to 10, how worried I am going to put it at a 5 for the simple fact of it's Darren Waller. And if he misses time, that scares the hell out of me. But we'd be hearing a lot more about it, I believe, if it was an actual, serious injury. But it doesn't sound too serious. What up, Big Time Willie? You're a big, probably bone out kind of guy. We got a super chat. If we have a top 10 to 15 defense, would you gamble on an AFC championship appearance? I mean, if the Raiders have a top 10 defense, I think that they're going to have a top 10 offense. I mean, they basically had a top 10 offense last year, and this offense should be just as good, if not, better. But yeah, I mean, they definitely would have the opportunity if you could be a top 10 defense. However, I still can't put this team as a top 10 defense. Let's just try to get into the top 20 since that's never happened with Derek Carr. What up, Brett? Gruden recently compared Edwards to Terrell Owens. Do you think that it's possible for a career? How do you feel about him as a sleeper in fantasy? Is it possible? Sure, technically anything's possible, but you're talking about a top 10 wide receiver of all time. I mean, I believe Terrell Owens is third in NFL history for most receiving yards, or he's top 5 in touchdowns. I mean, this guy was an absolute dominant freak. I love Edwards' talent, but for you to say that he's going to be a Hall of Fame receiver, one of the greatest ever, that's just hard to be able to reach on that. If I'm hoping Edwards can be anything how about just a top 20 receiver? Let's get him into the top 20, then we can worry about him being a Hall of Famer. Jelly Belly XX909. If the Raiders sign KJ Wright, what do you think his contract would look like? If the Raiders went out and signed KJ Wright, and just for the record, I hope that they can figure this one out. And remember, this is recorded on Tuesday, August 10th, so if it ends up happening in the next day or two, don't yell at me when you see it on a later date. In terms of what exactly his contract would look like, I think it's a one-year deal, probably somewhere around $4.5 million. That seems to be the market price right now for some of these other top free agents. So one-year deal for $5 million. So what do you think here, guys? Should the Raiders go out and sign KJ Wright? I want you to type S for sign, oh man, or I want you to type P for pass. I just said because if you're watching this live, I got another $20 super chat, and I'll take my vodka shot maybe in 10 minutes or so. So give me a sec here, Jose. But yes, I absolutely want the Raiders to be able to pull the trigger on this one. But I'm also curious where if they go out and make this move, if they could potentially move on from another linebacker, maybe in a trade or something. Because with Muse playing well, with Kwiatkoski as a backup, Darren Lee, Javen White, there's a lot of options here for the Raiders. Jose Delgado, drink another one, Mitch, for the Hall of Fame, Woodson, and the nation. Jose, appreciate you, and I guess I'm going to take another shot of my Tito's here. So give me a second, give me 10 minutes, and then I'll take a shot. All right, what up, L.I.? Oh, never mind. James B., what up, man? All right, Mitch, do you think that the Raiders going after CJ Henderson may be a good draft pick plus Arnett? So CJ Henderson apparently has been put on the trade block by the Jacksonville Jaguars. For those of you that don't know who that is, he was selected number 9 overall by the Jags coming out of Florida. He was a pretty long, lanky corner that I did like. He's got good athleticism, but for whatever reason seemed to be a bad fit with Jacksonville. My question is, what exactly are you going to have to give up to get him? Like, are you going to give up maybe Damon Arnett and then another high draft pick? Potentially, but I mean, you got Casey Hayward, he's starting. Trayvon Mullen, he's going to end up starting. Henderson isn't somebody that you're going to throw in the slot, so you're basically going to go out and trade for somebody that's going to be a backup. You're going to give a 4th, 5th round pick? We'll see. I just don't think CJ Henderson's going to be going to the Raiders. What up, Angel? Who's opening the preseason game, Mariota or Peterman? I'm going to put my money on Mariota, though it would not surprise me if it was Peterman, because Peterman basically played, it was like 65% of the Raiders snaps last preseason, and I bet that's probably where they're going to be going this year. You might see a snap or a series or two from Mariota. I'd be shocked if Carr's out there, but it's going to be a lot of Peterman and a lot of Cookus. So get ready to watch it. Don't worry, though. We'll be live. All right, y'all, so we do have an awesome deal, BlackSundayShop.com. These guys have come on our show before, but they just got brand new stock of the Marcus Allen t-shirts. So if you don't like the way it looks on me, it looks a lot better on this guy right here. So head on over to BlackSundayShop.com, where you can get this shirt and plenty other Raider shirts for under $30. Like, they got a lot of really sick stuff. So if you're trying to collect shirts, if you're trying to collect collectibles as well, they got all that kind of good stuff. Use code Mitch at checkout for some free Raiders accessories, maybe like some Raiders patches, some Raiders pins, hint, hint, wink, wink. But the bottom line is this: if you need some brand new Raiders apparel for the tailgates coming up, for some preseason games, for some watch parties, I got you covered. And we're actually going to be doing some giveaways this weekend during our Raiders versus Seahawks preseason game, thanks to Black Sunday Shop. So all I want you guys to do, go find out some of these awesome shirts. A lot of them are under $30. BlackSundayShop.com. That's the link. All right, this one's coming in from Trayvon Mullen. What up, Mullen? Hi, Derek has thrown roughly 27 INTs to me this training camp. It's wrong. 0 Chucky heads. All right, next one. What up, Looney? Mitch, you can't say really hella in the same sentence. Ha ha ha. Watch me. That's really hella dumb. All right, let's go to Miky. I think it's Miky Ruvalcaba. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name. If we can only acquire one next offseason, Davante Adams or Jalen Ramsey? I mean, that's a hell of a question, isn't it? So if you're telling me I could only have one of those guys, I'd probably honestly go with Davante Adams, and the only reason why I do that is simply because you need that number one receiver still. Not that Mullen and Casey Hayward are number one cornerbacks, though I do love Jalen. It's just Ramsey's contract is really, really difficult to be able to wrap my mind around. And if you gave up 2 first-round picks for Ramsey, the Rams did, I think you'd probably have to give up even a little bit more if you're the Raiders to go out and get him. That's not going to happen. The much more likely scenario is Davante Adams. Let's go to Aaron. Mitch, update on Divine Diablo. So still no update on Double D. I don't really think he's going to be out there on the practice or out there in the preseason game. We'll see what happens with him, but he's been battling just like a little bit of a nagging injury, and the Raiders, they're not going to rush their 3rd-round pick. So he'll be okay. There's been a lot of good reports about him still putting in work on the sidelines, him looking athletic. It's just you're probably not going to see much from him. Let's go to Zack Lott. Jonathan Abrams starting. Preseason game? Probably not, but he's going to be the starting strong safety for the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, this scheme, this Gus Bradley scheme is perfect, and I mean literally perfect for what Abrams' talents bring. So I'm excited to see ultimately what happens here. Let's go to Zornell Malone. Wear John Madden t-shirts. I mean, if you want me to wear some John Madden t-shirts, I'll be able to find them. But maybe, I actually think that Black Sunday Shop, they have like a whole bunch of Charles Woodsons. They got a whole bunch of like the legendary players as well. They might have John Madden, but I don't know. But I mean, come on. This shirt's freaking dope. All right, LC, what's up, man? Mitch, I'll be going to the Mile High this year for the Raiders at Broncos game. I got a jersey bet on the game. My friend is a diehard Broncos fan and has season tickets. Also, since you hate vodka, shotgun instead. No, I'll drink my vodka just simply because I don't want to get too bloated. But I'll drink my vodka coming up here in probably about 5 minutes or so. But congratulations to you going to the Mile High game. I got a better chance of joining the Mile High Club. Let's go to Brett. You're next up here. Michael Thomas really want out of New Orleans. If he does, who do you want, Adams or Thomas, and who is more likely? I mean, I'll take Adams. And it's not that I don't like Michael Thomas. I actually think Davante Adams is a more complete receiver. I want to see what Thomas can do in a system that's not built perfectly around what he does. And I know he gets the nickname Slant Boy a lot, but Drew Brees and him were just on a perfect tandem being able to run routes. I want to see what Thomas does with somebody like Taysom Hill, with somebody like Jameis Winston. Plus, his injuries, his ankle, it's starting to scare me a little bit. And he's been acting like a big-time, or I guess I should say, really hella diva. Let's go to Slippary Samuel. Slippery. I can't read. Thoughts on Tanner Muse starting over Nick Kwiatkoski? I'm surprised. I really am. I don't understand what the Raiders are doing necessarily, where Kwiatkoski, I still think, is the best linebacker on that team. He was the captain last year. He was by far the best linebacker last season. I guess I shouldn't say by far. Nicholas Morrow was phenomenal. And Morrow fits very well in a sideline-to-sideline scheme with Bradley. Like, that I don't want to take away. However, not that I want to rip on Muse, but Quit's just, to me, a more complete linebacker than Muse. So I was surprised when I initially saw it, and I'm very surprised that it's in 4-3, though Quit has been starting in nickel packages, which is probably the more common package that Gus Bradley uses. Sounds kind of weird out of context. All right, y'all, so if you want to go ahead and get more videos here from the Raiders Report, smash that subscribe button. It's the big red button underneath the video. If you are already one of our over 80,000 subscribers, take the link that you see, youtube.com/Raiders Report. If you're going to send it to some friends, and I'll make you guys a deal. If you take a screenshot of this right now, tag me on IG. I'll share it on my Instagram account as well, because I'm trying to get to 81,000 subs by next Tuesday. Let's get there. And everyone that's wanting me to drink Fireball and vodka and, shotgun beers. If we get to 81,000 subs by next Tuesday's live show, I will start the show off with a shotgun. You have my word. Let's go to sickness_5152. Which wide receiver from the Raiders should I add to my fantasy lineup? I'll say you should look at who's going to have the best value. In a PPR league, it's Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow is probably going to get 45 to 50 catches this year, and people sleep on him every single year. PPR, he's probably your best value. If you want the highest upside, I actually probably would have said John Brown or Bryan Edwards, but I like what I'm seeing out of Henry Ruggs, so I'm going to join that hype train. But if you also just want to find the best value in terms of a standard league, I might just go with John Brown, because I think he's going in like the 15th round, where Ruggs is going in the 11th. What up, Untouchable? Hey, Mitchell, here's what's looking like the starting chart preseason. Mariota, Regis, Aitman, Stoner, Bushman, Leatherwood, Cotton, Morrissey, Simpson, and Parker. I don't know where you found that, or if you're just trying to take a guess yourself, but I would anticipate that Regis is going to start. I do see Marcel Aitman and Stoner getting a lot of work, as well as Keelan Doss. Matt Bushman would be pretty interesting, but the number one guy you said on there is Alex Leatherwood, so that's what you should be watching. What up, Jason? Appreciate the supers earlier, man. Besides KJ, do you think we will try to sign anyone else in free agency? I don't really think so, though. Apparently the Raiders did put in a waiver claim, and his name is escaping right now. He's an offensive lineman, a guard. So maybe if another guard becomes available, but I think it's KJ Wright or bust at this point. Now, I know we got a lot of questions that come in every single show. Even though we got 666 people watching right now, it's not a very lucky number. We do have 215 likes, which I appreciate. If I didn't get to your question today, remember, you can always ask me on Instagram. I'm at MitchellRens365. I try to check my DMs literally, 5-6 times a day. I will get to all your questions sooner or later, but I appreciate you, so just know, if you want to talk Raiders with me, it's at MitchellRens365.